Hi everyone, and welcome to the UK's only TV show dedicated to mental health and wellbeing, The Chrissy B Show, and I'm your host, Chrissy B. Today we have a special episode as we've been filming at Canela Cafe in Hampton Court. Now this cafe is actually a favourite place to unwind for one of our resident experts, Dr Rob Hicks, who kindly shared this little gem with us. Now, Rob was joined by our resident psychologist, Dr Audrey Tang at Canela, where they were treated to the lovely coffee and food, and they also give tips about the importance of self-care and your own well-being, enjoying the moment and how to re-energise. They also talk about how to manage a crisis better and the importance of community spirit. And the three spaces of comfort are said to be our home, work, and where we socialise. However, there is also a fourth space which will be revealed by our experts later on. Also on the show today, Sal sorts it once again as she declutters and organises a kitchen, giving us some great tips that we can apply in our own homes. Then it's back to Dr Rob Hicks speaking about hair loss, why does it happen and what can we do about it? And our nutritionist Severin Menon will be getting us ready for the colder months and talking about foods and drinks that boost our immune system. So let's get started with the first part of our visit to Canela Cafe with our experts Dr Rob Hicks and Dr Audrey Tang.
Today I've come to what is one of my favourite places on the planet, Canela Cafe, just opposite Hampton Court Palace in Surrey. It's where I come when I just want to take a brief moment in time to relax and unwind and then prepare myself for what's going to face me in the rest of the day. Now I'm waiting for Dr Audrey to come and join me for coffee today, and we're going to discuss and chat really about the importance of taking time out on a regular basis so that we maintain very good physical and mental health and well-being. And that's not selfishness, that's self-caring. So I hope while I wait that my favourite blend of the day, and that's a hot, milky Americano coffee, will be winging its way right here for you to enjoy.
Hi! Thank you. I did. It's beautiful here.
I'm glad you like it. This is my little piece of paradise.
It is gorgeous. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Can I get you a coffee?
I'd love
to serve the best coffee, in my opinion.
Perfect.
Anywhere.
I would love a cappuccino, please.
Coming right up.
Thank you.
Hi, can I get a cappuccino, please? Thank you.
It is really lovely here. I was just walking along there and I felt like I was stepping straight into a romantic comedy. It is a gorgeous setting.
It's remarkable, you know, whenever I walk through the door, my stresses, pressures, worries just dissipate. And I don't know why. I can't pinpoint why. I'm not sure I want to because I just like it the way it is. Maybe it's the aroma of the coffee, the aroma of the food. Maybe it's the background noise of all the toings and going. Going.
You see, so relaxed.
Trying to get my words out. Or maybe it's just, you know, the decoration, because every time I come in, there is something different.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most interesting things is how all of our senses can really contribute to a feeling of just being, of being happy, of just enjoying where we are right now. And it's great that a place will allow you to attend to the smells, the sounds, the tastes. It's absolutely perfect.
And what's amazing is I find that I switch off because I'm sort of not sort of disappearing into my mind, but I am looking around the cafe and I'm thinking, oh, that wasn't there before. So I'm distracted as well from anything that could be causing me worries or stress.
And I have to say, thank you very much for inviting me to share it, because these sorts of places you sometimes want to keep to yourself.
Well, actually, I think it's important that we all have a place we need to go to. And remember, that would be very selfish, wouldn't it? And it's supposed to be self-caring for all of us.
Something interesting that I've been writing about recently is the word selfish, and I think it's important that we are self-ish, because if we do not care for ourselves, if we do not think about our own well-being, how can we possibly help other people? We don't want to be self-serving or arrogant or any of those more negative terms which are related to selfishness, but being a little bit aware of the self is one of the most important things that we can do.
And actually, that's what I was taught when I was a junior doctor by my consultant. She actually said to look after yourself first. It's not selfishness, it's self-caring. And unless you look after yourself properly, you can't look after anybody else. And I think it takes a little bit of a while to come to terms with that. But once you make it routine practice, actually it's just second nature.
Completely agree. This looks absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to have a little spoonful. People make fun of me for doing this.
If you think it looks beautiful, you just wait until you taste it. There you go.
Yes, that is lovely. That is a very delicious cappuccino. One of the most important things to remember when it comes to self-care is that time for ourselves means that we get to re-energise, means we get to feel relaxed, and it means that we free ourselves in order to carry on containing the anxieties of other people. Because if we don't do that, it means that who else is going to if our body decides to break down? So there are some things that you can do. One of the most important things that I find is I'm very energized when I see people that I love and enjoy spending time with. So getting to spend the morning with Dr. Rob is absolutely fantastic for me. That will really rev me up to then speak with my clients, to go into coaching, to deliver some training sessions, and that will do me for the rest of the week. And if you prefer, alternatively, that you like spending time on your own, relaxing, reading a book, do that. There are so many demands every day. It's so important to find the thing that re-energizes you. You are not living your life for other people. It's important to make those choices for yourself.
When it comes to managing stress, it's really important to remember that it's not a case of one size fits all. So what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. So it's important to find things that help you relax, but things that fit in with your lifestyle, with your schedule, with what you like to do. So for example, for me, it might be knitting, reading a book, listening to music, looking at pictures of my family on my phone. Things that actually take me away from the moment, they distract me. It put me into a place where I'm very, very relaxed and I can prepare myself for what I need to do next. It might be simply having a cup of coffee, as I like to do here in the Canela Cafe. So what is important is that you have these methods, these tips really, available instantly. So many people will say, oh, I like to relax by going out for dinner or go to a theatre or go on a holiday. Now that's great, but most of us can't do that at the spur of the moment. So you need to have things that you can just reach to, that you know will relax you, that will make you smile, make you feel more confident. So think about what those things are, have them readily available, and make use of them.
So after the break, we watched the second part of our visit to Canela Cafe, where Audrey and Rob try out the amazing food and also talk about how to manage a crisis better and the importance of community spirit. And the 3 spaces of comfort are said to be our home, work and where we socialise. However, there is also a 4th space which they'll be talking about.
You know, I did put the dance together because the dance actually shows the fight against depression. So as you know, you've got some punching moves in there, you've got that you know, throwing out anything that's negative. So when you're actually doing the dance, just remember that the reason behind it is like you saying, I don't accept to be put down by any kind of problem and I'm going to fight back.
We think it's a really, really important thing for them to be aware of being mentally and emotionally well as succeeding with their academic success. So when we heard about this dance, we just thought it was amazing.
We like to encourage students to open up if they are going through any problem and let them know that it's okay to talk, that it's okay if you're going through a problem, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Waving the flags, I think it's like saying to your worries, go away and don't come back.
I found the dance, I thought everybody enjoyed it because it could represent our big and small feelings.
Stop, stop, stop! Stop, 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 step back and point and wave! Step and crush! Step and crush! Step and crush!
Do you think this challenge is so important?
I think it's very important because it's a very interactive way for young people to take part and know the stigma around mental health and actually make a change.
It was really energetic and everyone took part in it and really got in there.
I think it's more important because of the actual mental health, not like going on the telly, like the mental health part, because it's quite important. Like if you just ignore it, then a lot of bad things could happen.
I think it's really important in our school we do take it seriously. Our children are really young, but obviously we want to talk to them about feelings and to recognise the different feelings that they have.
Oxygen, are you ready? Yeah! Are you sure? Yeah!
Let's go! And turn! 2, 1, 2, 3, get up!
Great pleasure to present you with our official Chris CB Show participative certificate.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Welcome back to today's Chrissy B Show, everybody. So now it's time to go back to Canela Cafe in Hampton Court with Dr Rob Hicks and Dr Audrey Tang.
Are you hungry?
Indeed I am.
Then I think it's time to order some food.
Right, what do you recommend?
Well, I can honestly say that everything I've tried on the menu, and I've tried almost everything, is delicious. But in the morning I like to start off with porridge. But today I'm going to have something a little bit more Colombian, as we're in a Colombian cafe and I'm going to have to plant it.
That sounds lovely. You know what? I will go with your recommendation. I'll go for the porridge.
No pressure then. So Julio, who owns and runs the cafe, I didn't know before I first came in here, but over the time that I've been coming in, I guess we've become really quite good friends. So it's like coming round to see a mate, really, who just happens to make excellent coffee.
That's the best sort of mate, isn't it?
Yeah, and excellent food. And we have, interesting in common. We always have a bit of banter, a bit of a laugh. And actually, on one occasion, he was really, really busy and didn't have any staff to help him, and I offered to do the washing up. But
Brilliant.
But he wouldn't let me because he's very particular about who he lets in his And I think that's one of the important things about a place like Canela Cafe, is that it promotes a sense of community. So lots of people will visit here. They may not necessarily live in the area. I don't live in the area. I just like to come here and share the experiences. So here it's not just about coffee and food. There's an art class that runs. Sometimes there's an evening movie that's shown, or dance classes, for example. And people are involved in tending the garden outside, and actually contributing to what is a very beautiful and a very relaxing space. And I think more and more we're recognising the importance certainly for our emotional and mental health and well-being, the importance of community and that community spirit that over the years maybe we've lost, but now we're bringing back and we're embracing properly.
You have made such an amazing point there about community, and this is something that I think about a lot, because in psychology and in architecture, strangely enough, we talk about spaces that we're comfortable in. And I know, Rob, you just mentioned the space that you can be in. And you've got your first space, which is your home, your second space, which is your work, and then the third space, which is often a place where you can socialise. But now that third space is becoming a little bit overrun, maybe with Wi-Fi, maybe with smartphones, all of the other connections, and we can't even switch off. So we often need perhaps a fourth space, a space simply to be, where we can choose to be whatever we want, where we can choose to build up that energy again, those positive experiences. And that brings me back to something that you mentioned earlier again, Rob, about when you're doing all of these fantastic things, you actually can stave off stress. The whole point about resilience is healthy practices before the point of crisis. It doesn't mean crises won't happen, but it means that if they do happen, you can manage them a lot better. And three things that I would do is accumulate the positive experiences, so spending time with people, build mastery, do things that you like doing. If you're great at art, come here, there's the art class here. I know they have salsa classes here. And also be prepared to cope. So know where your down points are and be prepared. For example, just having an app ready to call a taxi should you need to on a night out. My goodness.
Oh, wow, thank you.
No problem. That looks incredible.
What do you think?
Beautiful.
It's art, isn't it?
It is, and I love the colours, and it looks so healthy. Oh, gosh.
Everything.
Oh, thank you.
Now you see why I like to start
Oh,
the day.
yes. This is just everything you need on there. It's so colourful, and it just smells stunning. I can smell the cinnamon, the nutmeg. It's gorgeous. I can't wait. That is delicious, and it's something that I can't make porridge like this at home, and that's what I love about going out somewhere. It's ordering something where it's a real treat. It's something that you can't make, you probably wouldn't get unless you came specifically to this cafe. And I'm really enjoying this.
Good, I can tell that by the look on your face. But one of the appeals is not just the taste and the flavours and the aroma, but the way it's presented. You just look at it almost like as a work of art. It's like when you see something and you say, well, I can't really destroy that.
Yes.
But you're going to, because you're going to eat it.
But the thing is, food is meant to be eaten. Otherwise, it's not serving its purpose.
Food is supposed to be a pleasure as much as a function.
Exactly.
And as many people have said before me, we are what we eat. So if we eat healthily and we enjoy the whole process, then naturally we're going to be in a much healthier frame of mind.
That's a really interesting point, in fact, because a lot of people, especially when we're working on nutrition and what we're putting inside our bodies. Actually, we're treating ourselves well when we're putting healthy food inside us, because we are sustaining our bodies. We're giving our bodies what it actually needs, not necessarily all the little quick fixes.
And when we talk about actually having something to look forward to,
yes,
so that we know that at the end of a stressful day or at the end of a stressful week, we're going to do something that we enjoy and we find pleasurable. Just the image of this and the thought of it actually will help see us. You can see that target.
Yep.
You can see that and that actually helps to replace all the negative feelings, because the positive feelings of the expectation come into control.
And that's actually a really good point for our viewers. If you can think of something that you're really looking forward to at the end of the day, that's something that's going to keep you going.
And now I think it's time that we tuck in.
Yes.
Let's relax and enjoy.
Indeed.
Julia, are you there?
Hey!
I thought I'd give the bell a ring, because we don't often have to ring it, and I don't want it to wear out. How are you?
Very well, sir, very well.
Introduce Audrey, my good friend.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet
Who
you.
is taken by your cafe as I was a number of months ago.
It is absolutely beautiful. The view is fantastic, the atmosphere is wonderful, and the food is just out of this world. Thank you so much
Well,
for
we
having
did try
me.
to create a little bit like a family home place, so it's quite very relaxed to chill.
Now, I had the plantain. Tell me about that. It was lovely.
Plantain is one of these dishes that we have in Colombia. Everyone loves a plantain. There's people who love to have it when it's green, which is a little bit harder. The one you just have, we call it maduros, and the reason is it's nice and it's sweeter. And then you also can have the maduros you can combine the maduros with a cheese. Perhaps we call it queso campesino, which is more similar to what we have in here as a feta cheese. So feta cheese is more similar to it. Or you can have it with guava. Do you know guava? It's a lovely fruit that we convert in sweet, and you mix it with it, and it's just a fantastic dish to have.
Well, Audrey had the porridge, which is one of my favourites, and I think she'll be having it again.
Cool.
Definitely. I mean, you've got
very welcome.
so much passion in your cooking. I've got to ask, where did you learn?
Life, time,
amazing,
passion.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Well, we're very lucky, I think, today.
We are very lucky. Look, we can see that you're really busy.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us here, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.
Cool. You're very welcome, sir.
And I'll
Nice to
definitely
meet
be
you,
back.
man.
Lovely to meet you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You.
And stop calling the bell.
Dr. Rob, thank you so much for inviting me into your little piece of happiness.
Absolutely my pleasure. I think you enjoyed that, didn't you?
I really did, and I really appreciate you sharing it with me.
Well, you know what they say, sharing is caring.
Yes, and I will be sharing this with my husband, with my friends. The food is fantastic, the atmosphere is wonderful. Definitely be back.
If I don't see you back here, I'll see you back in the studio.
Yes, have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you very much to everybody at Canela Cafe and to our resident experts there. So after the break, Sal sorts it once again as she declutters and organises a kitchen, giving us some great tips that we can apply in our own homes. Hi, I'm Chrissy B, host of the UK's only TV programme dedicated to mental health and wellbeing, The Chrissy B Show, which airs on MyTV Sky 191 every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Follow our social media on YouTube, Instagram and Twitter at Chrissy B Show and our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. For more information, visit chrissybshow.tv. Welcome back to today's Chrissy B Show, everybody. So now it's time for Sal Sorts It as she declutters a kitchen, giving some great tips along the way.
Must be Sally.
Hi Larissa, how are you?
I'm good, but look at me, I'm cleaning my kitchen.
Oh my goodness, it looks like I've come just in time.
Oh,
come
really?
on, let's go, let's help you declutter your kitchen.
Oh, my kitchen, it's amazing, come in.
Thanks. Today's mission, a clutter-free kitchen, and I can't wait to get started in Larissa's. We've actually had a great time going to the shops. We got a few bits and bobs, didn't we? That are going to help organise this whole space and just make it more workable. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah,
it's amazing.
I think the best way to start actually is just let's have a look up on top of the cupboards that we've got things that maybe shouldn't be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to look at the surface areas first. And then let's see if we can find places for things that's going to work in a way that's going to make your life a bit easier. This lot up here, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, like here we have to find a ladder. Oh, I can get the chair?
Yeah, pop and get the chair and we'll have a little look. So the best way to start decluttering and preparing for a decluttering day is to get yourself 3 different coloured bags. And that's because we're going to differentiate the items and where they're going to be going. So, for example, we've got the green bag, which is for donating. And then we've got ordinary bin bag. So this is for anything that can't be recycled, etc., etc. And not forgetting our favourite one, the recycling blue bag. So what have we got going on up here, Larissa?
Yeah.
If you are a little bit nervous about letting go of old phones, etc., one of the easiest ways actually is to just to break them so that that you feel a bit more comfortable. I know some of my clients get a bit worried about what information, but honestly, there's not going to be much information on those. Plastic and china. So we need to just make sure that we're separating the two. Obviously when you have kids, so plastic plates are your friend, aren't they?
This I don't really use it. I used to bake cakes and I'm not baking anymore.
I think that's a really good point actually to bring up. Because a lot of people hold on to stuff in the hope that they're going to keep doing what they did for 4 kids before, and there's always that element of just in case. So actually, I think this is time to let this go then if you haven't done it for a long time. So here we have, I said about the lurking herb and spice. We've found one here. Unfortunately, this one's out of date. And these 2 need to get put into a container so they're not going all over the kitchen cupboards, etc. But here we are, a little rascal, but it's got to go, decluttered. So Larissa, I know that one of your problems in this particular area is your washing situation, isn't it? So you've got the 3 people that are here, and at the moment everything's all accumulating all in this one basket. Exactly. So we're not separating anything off, are we?
No.
Not making your life any easier.
No, it's just like when I see, always when my mom comes, she just see these baskets and say, oh, what is that?
Okay, well we can definitely solve that. We're going to organise, I've got 3 different coloured bags, and I love my bags. but also this is going to help all of your family differentiate their clothes. But also we can put one laundry basket into your bedroom, one into Laura's bedroom, and one in here. So this is the main core. Therefore, we're keeping in control of it, and it's not going to explode. And hopefully your mum will be able to have a lovely holiday next time she comes and visit. Let's just have a little look in this cupboard in here.
Welcome.
Now, here we go. Goodness me. So try to keep as limited amount as possible in your own home, and always keep your bags by your door, so you always remember to take a shopping bag with you.
Yeah.
So that we're not forgetting and having to rebuy. And also, you know, we could donate some to the charity. So, shall we try and take these out then? And we'll just put them all into this one big bag.
Okay.
And then we'll make the call. So I think we can definitely utilise this space a lot better now.
Yeah.
And I know that we've got a lot of tools and things like that that maybe would be better served in its own cupboard, kept away. Okay, Larissa, let's open up underneath the kitchen sink.
Good luck.
Goodness me.
Yeah, my husband accumulates his tools and painting.
Yeah, because I mean, for most people, I suppose, you know, the under the sink area is where your cleaning products should be, your washing stuff, etc. But obviously, living in you know, a small environment as well, when your husband or partner has tools, what we need to do is to get them a better place. I think we'll find a better place in the home, and then we can have what you really need in the kitchen. I absolutely love clear boxes. Not only can you see what you've got, but they're really handy in any room. I'm going to show you how handy they are in a kitchen though. So for example, I've got sugars and baking things that perhaps aren't used every day, so they need to go onto a top shelf. However, we put them all in the same clear box, like that, you're going to see how easily they can go in and we can pull them out so things don't lurk at the back of the cupboard, and we can also see what we've got and keep in control of that clutter so we're not overspending. And then this one, we decided I will throw these, give it to other moms, opportunities to bake, because now my life is very busy. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a really good decision, because I know that was really difficult for you.
Yeah.
And it is kind of part of the decluttering process where you do let things go so you can move forward. Wow, what a day we've had. We've been decluttering Larissa's kitchen. My goodness, always underestimated as far as I'm concerned. Everybody thinks a kitchen is only going to take a small amount of time. But think again, because you've got lots of little tiny bits and bobs that you need to get through. So make sure that you allocate yourself some time. So what we've done is we've applied some great organisational techniques, introducing some new systems that Larissa's going to put into play, and also remembering all the stuff that we got from the shop. So we've got some exciting bits and bobs to show Larissa of how her kitchen has transformed from a cluttery space into an easy, ready-to-go kitchen clutter-free zone. So as usual, I've asked Larissa to step out of the room while I did the final finishing touches. So let's get her back in. Larissa, come on in. Here we are.
Oh, wow. Amazing. I even after I take after because it was a tiring day.
Yeah, very much.
But I can't believe it. It's a new kitchen.
Yeah, it already feels spacious. We've cleared the surfaces, which makes such a huge amount of difference. But also we've got loads of little exciting things that we've implemented just in some of the cupboards. So for example, I'll show you.
Oh yes.
Yeah, let's open a few of these cupboards, see how we've organised.
Wow.
So what we did here is that we moved the shelf up, because we've got these amazingly handy ones that you can, so that we get all the big oils, and that is giving you more chopping board space, more space to be able to do your cooking. So yeah, it kind of makes sense.
I was cooking like
yeah.
It's more hands.
Yeah. So not anymore. You can cook as big as you like.
No, I know.
So let's have a look in this cupboard as well. I know that we did this together, but this is just really to show how important it is to have similar items together, because you're staying in control, you can see what you've got. And then, and so over here we've also got a nice little nifty thing, if I could just show you here. It's actually another shelf, but it's brilliant for saucepan lids. And you just slide it onto the top. And we've introduced some nice little bits. You had this lovely fruit bowl, and we've also got your new sort of like chopping board that's on top of with the toaster on top, that's adding a bit of colour in here as well, because you love your colour.
I love
as well, don't we?
Yeah,
so we're getting those back. And we've got a few bits over here to look at.
And there as well.
Oh yes, yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh.
So this was how easy it is to have your spices ready for you. And again, you can keep in control of them and pull them all out together. Just this little one here is your snacks cupboard. Nice, same again here, Larissa.
I can take, the whole box.
Exactly, and we've got some free space going on as well, more. And here we are, another cupboard. Yay, done. Again, the crockery and the plastic, we've just separated the two, giving you some more space. And also, we've got another free shelf.
Yeah, free shelf space, and very organized, colorful.
Exactly, everything, and that you like as well about your colors. But you're able to see now how many plates you've got, what colors you've got. So here we are in that very messy area, wasn't it, this side? I would say more than the cooking side, just because this had become a bit of a dumping ground, particularly underneath the sink, and also medicine cabinets. So should we have a little look in what I've done here? So there you go. Again, putting my baskets or clear receptacles or whatever, it's just so much easier. Keeping medicines out of reach, obviously, for little hands or whatever. But again, able to see exactly what you've got now. And again, Larissa, look at that. We've got a nice free shelf there. So,
happy to share. So much space.
Yes, thank goodness. So let's have a little look at the dreaded under the sink. So which had turned into a DIY nightmare, hadn't it? So shall we have a little look at those? There we go.
Oh my God.
So what we did was that we've moved the tools and everything outside, and we're going to put that into a waterproof trunks and things like that, enabling the kitchen sink area to return to what it should be, which is where all the washing powders and the washing stuff goes. And then, last but not least, we have solved the washing disaster. So here we have one of the bags. I did say we were going to have 3 bags. So we've put one in your room, one in Laura's room, and then we've got the main washing basket in here. And again, bringing a bit of colour for you, we've got orange.
Beautiful,
So it's already condensed down. So we've already managed to get a bit of that washing done and put in, and now we're sort of like making sure that each person has their own basket. This last cupboard, here we are. Da, da, da. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that I have this space.
I know, what an amazing space to have, indeed. And what we've got now is an outdoor cupboard, so everything, and it's close to the outdoor area. So you've got your barbecue things, your picnic things, and all kinds of stuff that you might need if you want to go out and have a good time in the garden, for example. And there you have it, Larissa.
Oh, Sally, it's unbelievable.
Today we've done the kitchen. My goodness me, what a mission that was, but we've managed to make it into something that really is working well for Larissa. She's able to see everything that she has, she's able to get to the cooker, we've opened up the space and we've added a few little luxury items as well, for example like rugs and curtains to keep that exciting and cheerful vibe that Larissa has throughout the rest of her home. So can't wait to start on doing the bathrooms and other bits and bobs around here, but it'll all have to wait. So I'll see you next time.
So another great job by our resident declutter expert, Sally Walford there. So after the break, it's back to Dr. Rob Hicks speaking about hair loss, why does it happen and what can we do about it? And our nutritionist, Severine Menem, will be getting us ready for the colder months and talking about foods and drinks that boost our immune system.
The MHD Challenge Tour continues. Keep on fighting depression, yeah?
A lot of young people do struggle with mental illness, and it really does help to talk about it.
I think all the children love the little crush and the little stamp.
Really understanding that the feelings are associated with the movements as well that we've been practicing today.
My favourite part of the dance is when we done the stepping and crushing. I'm going to recommend this to all my friends and make them do it.
Welcome back to today's Chrissy B Show, everybody. So now it's time to go to Dr. Rob Hicks speaking about hair loss.
Hello and welcome to Doctor's Orders here at the Chrissy B Show. I'm Dr. Rob Hicks. Today we're going to be talking about hair loss and hair thinning, which is a very, very common problem, a very common situation that people find themselves in. It's normal for us to lose somewhere between 50 and 100 hairs per day. That's natural, and these hairs will usually grow back. As we get older, we're more likely to lose hair, and actually it's a natural process as we get older that our hair becomes thinner. But there are some situations, medical conditions for example, that can cause hair loss and hair thinning. Iron deficiency anemia, an underactive thyroid, diabetes, fungal infection of the scalp, hormone problems, or an autoimmune problem. That's when the body's immune systems turn on itself and attack the body, and one of the things it can do is cause hair loss. So you can see why it's important to try and get to the bottom of why you might be experiencing thinning hair or actually hair loss. For pregnant women, for example, when they've had their baby, about 6 months later, they suddenly find that they may be losing more hair than they would expect to. And that's a normal phenomenon. By the time their baby's a year old, their hair is normally back to normal again. There's also lifestyle things that can cause hair thinning and hair loss, so that it might be a side effect of medication. It might be because of a very stressful life event, a bereavement, a relationship breakup, an illness, or having a surgical operation. When the body's under stress, hair production is suspended. So that might be the reason why the hair is lost. And generally speaking, once the stress has passed and you've rehabilitated, then the hair comes back again. Then let's not forget hairstyles. Pigtails, cornrows, tight plaits, all put a lot of tension, a lot of traction on the hair follicles and can be responsible for thinning hair and hair loss. And then of course we've got the genetic inheritance patterns of hair loss. So for men it tends to be at the crown and the temples, and for women they notice that the central parting gets wider. So whatever you might be experiencing with regards to your hair, it's important that if you are concerned that you think you're losing more hair than you should be, and you're worried about it, have a checkup with your doctor, because it might be that there is an underlying health condition that needs treating, or it might mean that you need to change your hairstyle. Your doctor will be able to examine your hair because there are certain patterns of hair loss that can give him or her the diagnosis. He or she may recommend some blood tests, for example, if he thinks it might be iron deficiency anemia, and then can recommend what you can do within your lifestyle, but also whether you need any treatment for any underlying conditions. So if you are experiencing any worries about your hair, don't be embarrassed to ask your doctor for advice. And that's doctor's orders. Back to you, Chrissy.
Thank you very much to Dr. Rob Hicks. So now it's time to go to our nutritionist Severine Menem, speaking about food and drinks to boost our immune system.
Hi, my name is Severine Menem and I am a nutritionist. Today I'm going to discuss what we can do in terms of food to help boost our immune system. Because in winter, as we know, there are lots of bugs around and our immune system tends to be weakened. But nature is really good and has provided us with very good foods and drinks so that we can boost our immune system. First, I would say, let's have a lot of fruits and vegetables high in vitamin C. Typically, the fruits high in vitamin C are the citrus fruits, such as lemon, lime, orange, but we've got also kiwi and strawberry, which, as we know, might be hard to find in winter, but who knows. And not only do we have this citrus fruit, but we also have a few vegetables that are high in vitamin C, such as pepper, spinach or broccoli. So let's have a wide range of fresh fruits and vegetables. Next would be what I would call the superfood, because they are very strong antibacterial, antimicrobial, and they are onion and garlic, and that's something that you can easily eat at each meal. On the sugary side, the equivalent would be ginger and honey. They all have very strong evidence that they are killing the bad bugs. If you want a drink that would combine like a super drink, the best way would be to boil some water, let it cool down a bit, and then add a bit of lemon juice, a bit of ginger, whether it's grated or thinly sliced, and honey. And you have this drink between 1 and 3 times a day. And if you have a sore throat, or if you're starting having a bit of not feeling so well, it should get away very easily. You've got also spices like turmeric, which is more on the anti-inflammation side. And to have turmeric, you can obviously add it to your cuisine, but as a drink, you can do a golden tea, which is milk. So you can have dairy milk, or you have like dairy-free milk, and then you add either the spice, start with half a teaspoon, or if you have the fresh one, just grate it. It's very strong, so I would recommend it initially not to have too much, and also be careful because it stains. But basically, the turmeric gives this beautiful golden color. And you can add some pepper, which is also antimicrobial. And if you want it to be a bit more sweet, you can always add cinnamon and honey. And the last drink I would recommend is green tea, because green tea has very strong antioxidant properties, and also helps with boosting the immune system. So you can have it as such, or again with a teaspoon of honey. So this is pretty much all the foods and drinks that I would recommend, and it's very easy to have like one at every meal, and that way you should hopefully easily boost your immune system and not get sick this winter.
Thank you very much to Severine for that advice, and also to all my guests on today's program. So what I'd like to talk about today is the importance of getting to know yourself. So we need to be the ones that monitor how we are physically, how we are emotionally, how we are mentally, because other people can see the signs, but sometimes we are also very good at hiding things. So we need to know what's going on inside of ourselves. Sometimes we can get distracted with so many things, we can be really busy, and even though there are signs there, for example, if we're getting too stressed, if there are physical signs, like for example, you're so stressed your hair starts to fall out, or you don't feel good physically, you're kind of feeling anxious, or you're feeling sick and things like that. Those are all signs that something could be wrong and that you need to kind of just stop what you're doing and just see what's going on. So we are actually the best people to monitor ourselves, and we shouldn't kind of expect other people to point things out to us. We shouldn't expect or even blame other people, because sometimes, we can make excuses like, oh, the reason, for example, that I'm feeling like this, the reason I'm so stressed is because my boss is giving me too much work. But if you don't tell your boss, for example, that it's too much for you, that the workload you're not coping with the workload, how are they going to know? As far as they're concerned, they're giving you stuff to do, you're not saying anything, so it's fine, they're just going to keep giving you more stuff. And to be honest, I've had to do this in the past as well, and I've had to set limits and say, okay, but this, I can do this, but I can't get this done today because it's going to be too tight for me and I have to go wherever. So you need to be the one that does that. You know yourself, you know how much you're capable of, and you need to know when it's time to speak and when it's time to say, look, this is too much for me, or I'm not feeling well, or something like that. We have to take responsibility for ourselves, because then you can't go and blame others and say, oh, people have just been treating me badly and giving me too much work, when you didn't say anything in the first place. So really, really important. Part of self-care is this monitoring, is to see, are you anxious, overly anxious about things? Is it stuff that's keeping you up at night? Why is it keeping you up at night? So there's times when you just have to stop everything, maybe go somewhere where you're completely by yourself, switch off your phone, make sure there are no interruptions, and have a good think. If you need to sit down with a piece of paper, not your phone, get rid of the phone, sit down with a piece of paper and write things down. Write about how you're feeling, write about things that have happened, how you intend to solve certain issues. Because if you don't give yourself that time to think and to analyze yourself and to make plans about how you're going to improve, then you will end up going down a road that could be very difficult for you. So remember, part of self-care is this monitoring. Well, everyone, we have reached the end of today's program, but if you have a story that you would like to share, please do get in touch with us by emailing info@chrissybshow.tv. You can also tweet or Instagram us at Chrissy B Show, or leave a message on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. And for more information about my mental health journey, please visit my website, which is mylifeafterdepression.com. Until next time, bye for now.